Welcome to another installment of how tournaments suck the life out of bass fishing. I know I'm going to piss you guys off, but you know we got to talk about it, right? If you haven't seen it, you live under a rock. I'm sorry, guys. I got to throw it out like that. Watch this, because it is everywhere. And there's very good reason, because they deserve to be shamed. Too silent.
Look at that! Look at that! They got what they know! We all fucking you, you motherfucker! You motherfucker! Scumbag! Call the cops! Take these fucking away! That fucking step! Everybody listen to me right now! Everybody listen to me right now! Jake, I want you to leave. I don't want anybody to touch these guys. I want you to leave. He needs to go to jail. Call the cops. You're never going to fish again. You fucking did that? You fucking piece of shit. What a fucking scumbag. What a fucking zero. All you guys are, all these guys are all your buddies. Look up for you. I mean, we all fucking knew it. Good job, buddy. They've been doing this whole fucking time.
He took my first place. Yeah. You fucking robbed me last weekend, motherfucker.
35 pounds. Got him.
Jake, what were you thinking? Why did you think you could get away with it?
I need pictures.
You videoing this whole thing? Got video.
Yeah. I videoed it right off the rip.
I just spoke to we need to file a police report. Jason, we got to file a police report. Every fucking one. Every single fucking thing. Jake,
You fucking champ, dude.
I mean, we all fucking knew it. What the fuck, man?
Fuck yeah, they've been doing this whole fucking time. You got him.
A filleted fish. Look at this. Is
A fillet, yeah.
a filleted fish. It's a walleye fillet. He needs to go to jail. You have anything to say, Jay? You call the cops. I got video. You got anything to say?
I'm not going to lie, so I'm going to get a ton of hate for this. I almost feel bad for that guy, dude. Like, the look on his face, and he put himself in that bleep storm, dude. He chose the wrong path. He went to the dark side, dude. But it tells us a lot about kind of the direction tournaments are going, and it really forces us to ask some questions. Now, first of all, before we even get started with this video, hit that like and subscribe button, and I want to know what you think, because this channel is discourse. It's a conversation among anglers who love to fish, are passionate about the sport. So drop down in the comments box. I want to know what you think of those guys. Be halfway clean, you know, not too much potty mouth. And two, more importantly and more realistically, what should be their penalty? What should happen to those guys? A lot of guys are going to throw this out viral. You've seen all the memes, you know, lead hunks of lead fried in batter. You know, there's all kinds of good stuff. And you know what? The best part about it is it's well deserved. You know, it does two things. One, it shames these guys who absolutely deserve it. And two, anybody thinking about cheating in any manner, like whether they're sticking lead in the fish, whether they're jamming the fish with ice, that's a sneaky little tournament cheat trick. No matter what they're doing, they're going to think very hard and very quickly about any kind of action they're taking to break the rules and just sort of take the life out of tournament fishing, tournament bass fishing, tournament any kind of fishing, because this actually was a walleye tournament. But we're going to have a little more in-depth discussion about it. So what happened is these guys were jamming weights inside of walleye. The walleye were then supposed to go to, from what I understand, a food bank, because some of them were dead, which... it's another little tournament critique I have, but hey, we'll leave that for another day. But they're supposed to go to a food bank, and the guys were real wishy-washy about, like, I don't want it to go to a food bank. So then they started asking questions, cut the fish up, and and giant lead balls came out. It's not natural. It's kind of Mike Long 2.0. You know, we've talked about tournament cheating in quite a few videos. So that doesn't mean all tournament fishing is bad. It means we need to improve what we're doing in order to take care and make sure we're doing this in the future. That's the other thing a lot of guys think about. Every time something bad like this happens, it cuts face and it really sort of pollutes the majority of positive guys that are going out there battling on the weekends, fishing national derbies. It really puts a bad name on it because a small percentage of people are doing it. And that's the realistic perspective. You're not going to hear that right now because everything's about pomp and like blowing things up and going viral. But the reality is the majority of guys out there want to do the right thing. Can you imagine what like Ranger and some of the things on his jersey? The dude in the video had a bunch of like sponsors on his jersey. Can you imagine the crap that they're getting? Which actually, it really isn't their fault. They really couldn't have known. But dude, like that's wrong. If he was just wearing some t-shirts that said like visit Joe's bar down the street, it would have been totally cool. But he's got some tournament jersey on with all these brands and he's just sitting there like guilty. It's funny, kind of. Like, I'm not gonna lie, it's funny, and it's bad, but it's so bad it's funny. So I'm not gonna soapbox this too much, but I want to get your guys' feedback down in the comment section below because we need to talk about this. The only way we move forward from this and develop a better approach is to have a discussion about it and to have a discussion among the people who are most invested in it, and that's me. That's you, pointing at you in the camera. That's anybody that likes to fish, even if they don't tournament fish, because a lot of the tournament fishing aspects, a lot of the techniques, a lot of the etiquette and just ideologies, I guess you could say, a lot of the philosophies trickle down to your everyday angler, whether you're fishing derbies, whether you're fishing on the national tour or not. It's all intermingled into the same word that I hate, community. But here's the point. I want fishing to hang around. I want tournament fishing to hang around. Not maybe in the form that it is right now, but that all comes back to a very simple concept, and that's ethics. Like ethics of fishing, kind of the rules of what being a good angler, not in the sense of you're good at catching fish, but how to take care of the fish, how to participate in events like tournaments, how to hang out and fish among a bunch of people, you know, on the weekend. That etiquette thing has really been the main front of, I would say, a lot of the questions that we run into now, because there's more people fishing, there's more competition. You have MLF, you have Bass, you have all these regional tournaments, which is another interesting concept. There's all these smaller tournaments like the one where these guys cheated that are really big deals regionally and really provide not only a lot of opportunities for anglers, but a lot of opportunities for dollars to come into smaller communities that aren't these big cities, but have a great resource, a great fishing resource. So first things first, don't be a scumbag, right, Bog? You're not a scumbag. You're just a pit bull. Bog's kind of like that, dude. He gets discriminated against all the time because he's a bog. And bogs, people think bogs like eat children, and he would eat a children by licking them to death like a small popsicle. You know, how many licks does it take to get to the Tootsie Roll Center? That's what he would do. Death by pit bull is actually getting licked to death. And there are scumbags. I bet you every single one of you guys can name a scumbag that fishes in whatever series you fish. Even in like club tournaments, there's always that guy who's kind of scummy. So before we wrap this thing up, I want to ask you one more question. Why do you think they did it? That's the other thing. I'm sure there's a wide range of reasons, but why do you think these guys did it? Like, what drives somebody over the edge to not say, you know, I'm gonna try my best, I'm gonna put in much practice, I'll skip work? You know, there's other certain ethical decisions you can make that aren't so great, like to try to win, but there's a certain like ethical jump you make to go ahead and cheat. So what drove these guys? What said to them, or what incentivized them in their head to make that absolute leap into total scumbaghood? I'm kind of curious what you think, because everybody has a different perspective of how they analyze people. So I'm curious about yours, and I think us talking about it will make it clearer for who we actually need to look out for when it comes down to it. I got some epic videos coming to you too. We go to Wisconsin, catch some giant smallmouth, show you some really cool stuff there. We got some fun stuff coming, so hit that like and subscribe button. Your grassroots support has really grown this channel. It's like second grade. The best way to get through these kinds of things and grow from them is to talk about them. Yeah, I hate to be that lame guy, but it is the truth. So drop them down below. I want to know what you think. We'll see you back out on the water. Tight lines. Everybody say bye to Bog or his butt.